All right, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a while. I take the winters off, and it's been super hectic. We've been busy like every weekend, and I haven't had a huge chance to be able to get on here and go over some stuff. I threw this truck together actually, just between times here and there over the weekend. Um, but I'll show you this, the other truck, and then some flea market finds all in one. So this is, I think, the newest dually release from the dually drivers. This is a Chevrolet 2019 Chevrolet 3500 High Country, and I lowered it on a set of 22s or whatever wheels through a toolbox and a fifth wheel plate in the back. This is the underside of it. With these trucks, they come with like looks like an axle leaf springs that sits underneath this axle that's molded in the bottom. So you just pop those off, and then you put the axles through the second set of holes that's mounted higher up in the casting. I think it's for maybe the 1500s as well. Like they share the same chassis or something, and it lowers it absolutely perfectly. So there's that truck. I'll put that there. On top of that, I finished my 3500 Pro headache rack, toolbox, fifth wheel. This truck replaced the High Country that went on my pipeline diorama. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, you'll know which diorama I'm talking about. If not, it's this one, and there's the truck there. This diorama. You can check out my Instagram. You can see more pictures of it there. But yeah, so this truck's there. This truck and my F450 are my two tow rigs. This is the F450. This one's got fifth wheel, fuel transfer tank, and a ranch hand bumper on the front of it. So right now on the diorama, I have the 3500 Pro set up, hooked up to the gooseneck with the red High Country on the back to make a setup like that. And on that High Country, I also put, on the Pro, I also put holes in the bottom of it that match the F450 dump truck, and I have a couple plows that I click into that in the wintertime. Again, if you guys go on my Instagram, you can see pictures of that as well. Now, the main reason for this video is because I went to a flea market over the weekend, and I found two trucks that I have in my collection from my childhood collection. These are from, I think the ones I have, my childhood collection are from 99, and the ones I got are from 2000, and I'll explain why. So, the first one is this GMC bucket truck. This is the one from my original collection. As you can see, paint's missing from the front of it and stuff like that. Also, there's a bucket on this side, and when I was a little kid, I went to go flip this down to use it, and I grabbed it by the bucket to flip it down, and it was stiff, and I twisted the bucket off by accident. So with that being said, I ended up getting not only one, but two of those. Now, the reason I say this is a 99, this is a 2000. Now, this one actually is for sale on my eBay. And the link for that is in the biography on my Instagram page. So if you guys go check that out, you guys can actually buy this truck for yourself if you are interested. This one, so what makes you know that this is a 2000 is it says Matchbox 2000 on the hood, on the front windshield like that, which I'll probably use acetone and wipe that away if I decide to open this, which I think might do. Actually, I'm probably not even going to do on camera. I'm probably going to leave it boxed up for right now, which this one does not have, so you can see the difference on the front of them. Now, the next truck, I'll put this one here. Now, the next truck that I also have that was a childhood favorite is this. They call it a street cleaner, but if anybody knows anything about street cleaners, this is an Elgin Pelican. I think Athey which made truck mounted ones. I think they made a rear steer tractor style, whatever this is, just like the Elgin Pelican. It was kind of similar to it. But growing up in my town, after they were done plowing the roads, you'd go out and you would take the salt and the sand that was, plowed up over the winter into your lawn by the edge of the roadway, and you'd rake it back out in the road, and then this guy would come by and sweep it. So whenever I was little and I saw the sweeper coming down the road, I used to run outside and watch it, or even actually when I used to see a dump truck with the water bucket in the back that was wetting the roads down, for the sweeper to come, I'd run outside and watch it, until I got to be of school age and I wasn't home when the sweeper came by anymore. But with that being said, that prompted my parents used to, be into my interests. That prompted them to, I guess, find this thing for me. As you can see, it is well loved. Now this one's cool. This one, the hopper comes up, and there would be a tailgate here. So when it came forward, the tailgate would swing out, and you'd empty the hopper out like this into the back of a dump truck and drop it back down again. The gutter brooms on both sides also swing out like so, and they click back in. Yeah, this one's copyright 1999 Mattel. I think both of them are, but that was the first year of the casting. So with that being said, boom, I got a brand new one, street cleaner. This one is also stamped Matchbox 2000 on the front of the hopper, where my childhood one is not. But nevertheless, it is the same piece of equipment, so it's pretty cool to have that as well. So when I was at the flea market, because these were kind of my two childhood favorites, this one was probably my most childhood favorite. This one was one that a friend of mine had, and I liked it, and it's an older GMC, probably 7500, and I wanted one like that because I had a couple of they had Ford F600s that were bucket trucks, and I wanted a drill truck too for setting telephone poles and whatnot. So between the two of those, these are probably the two memorable ones out of my collection that from my childhood that I wanted to have. Let's zoom this out a little bit so you guys can see that. These are the ones that I wanted to have. So I ended up getting them as kids, and I saw them at the flea market, so I got two of these and this one here. They had another casting that wasn't as realistic as this one, and it was like some weird colors. It had some weird wheels on it that Matchbox did in the early 2000s. Now, while talking about sweepers, that also prompted me to pull out the old real working rig sweeper. This one being a real working rigs isn't even as detailed as this Elgin Pelican here. Your gutter brooms don't move out at all. The rear broom doesn't move up and down at all. The only thing it does is dumps with a tailgate like that. But nevertheless, it's always fun to just kind of, they're probably about the same scale, to be honest, because yeah, they'd sit about the same. The cab on this would always sit a little higher than a regular truck mounted one. Alright, so on top of that, where'd it go? I picked up, speaking of Matchboxes, this Land Rover Defender 130. This is a moving parts. Has a hood popped up. This is kind of the newest one. Matchbox Emergency Rescue. I thought it was kind of cool. We'll put that here. Let's see. My wife went into the dollar store, and these are all within the last week. Got me this 1985 Porsche Rally. I really like the card detail on that. And they got the spare tire stuff on the top. I have another casting of this when this casting originally came out in, I think 2018, maybe 2019. So it's kind of cool to see they're continuing they're continuing along with that. Move this back here. And then lastly, this 1990 Volkswagen Golf Country. So I'm liking the theme they're doing here with so many off-road racing cars. if any, a lot of you guys probably don't know this. Maybe you guys do. If you actually know me in person, I drive a Subaru Forester Overland rig, so I can appreciate the lifted off-road cars. I think I made a video with it last year. Also, let's turn this light on. Here is this top layout here. I added a Land Rover pickup there, or excuse me, a Toyota Land Cruiser pickup there, as well as another one right there on my Toyota shelf. Alright guys, well, I really appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Follow me on Instagram, buying and selling my stuff. Also, that red high country that I showed at the beginning of the video, that's for sale on my eBay as well as one of these. So just go over to my Instagram, check out the biography on the page, and you can find my eBay there. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.